Yeah. Life is good. You know what? Life is good.
So, tell us something about yourself.
My name is Joram San Buenaventura, or Joram. I'm a graduate of De La Salle University, Laguna campus, and I'm currently working here in Analog Devices as a Systems Applications Development Engineer, and I've been working here for almost 2 years.
Okay, so the name's Jamie Pacamarra, and 3 years na ako dito sa Analog. So, first job ko to, tapos nag-graduate ako sa Mapua Institute of Technology, from Mapua University na. Ayun, tapos, yun lang ata yung kaya ko sabihin.
So, my name's Ryan Ze. I'm from De La Salle University, Manila. So, graduated batch 2012. So, I've been working for EDI for about 2 years now. And it's been a fun ride so far. So, yeah. Yun lang. Ano ba? Simple lang naman akong tao. Yun. Mahilig ako sa semicon, kaya ako nandito. So, since college, I think alam ko na agad kung saan ako magtatrabaho in the future. So, yun siguro yung advantage. Ayun.
So, what is your role or the scope of your work in Analog Devices?
Okay, so I'm a test development engineer. We develop test solutions in order to test a wide variety of electronic chips. So for me, I'm currently ang hinahawakan kong devices are RF, radio frequency, and high wireless devices like transceivers, receivers, mixers. Gamit siya sa 5G usually, pero yun lang yun. I'm not allowed to disclose info. But essentially, we develop test hardware, test software in order to make sure that it releases to customers properly tested and quality-wise. Ayan.
I work as a PCB design engineer. So, madami kaming hawak na business units. Tapos, bali yung parang customer namin is yung mga test development engineer, mga applications engineer. I think si Joram sa apps siya. Ayan. So, anong nangyayari is, bibigyan nila na kami ng schematic, tapos kami yung magde-design nun into, PCB sa board. So, back in college, di ba nag-ano tayo, parang nagde-design. Kami nag-auto-route lang kami nun eh. Auto-place, auto-route, ganyan. Tapos 2 layers lang. Pero ngayon, yung work ko ngayon is umaabot kami up to, yung pinakamadami ko nagawa na layers is up to 14 layers ng PCB. Ganun siya. So, yeah. mukha lang siyang, wow, 14, ganyan. Pero minsan sa taas pa doon, and, ayun, practice lang naman and training and everything, ganyan. So, ayun, yung technical work, pero meron ding mga extracurricular activities dito. Ayun, and kasi ng college, medyo mahilig ako sa mga org, ganyan. So, ayun.
So, I'm a member of I'm working under the Analog Garage team. So, we work on somehow startup projects initiated by employees of the company. So, aside, we both do hardware and software development. And other than that, we also do research depending on the nature of the project.
Do you consider yourself to be an ethical person?
I think I can consider myself as one.
Can you state some of your ethical qualities?
First of all, I could say that I'm honest in my work, in the sense that if I make a mistake while setting up my experiment, I acknowledge it and immediately inform the people that need to be informed. And whenever I see a mistake or an anomaly in whatever I'm doing, I also try to bring it up to the people who are concerned, because in the end, I think everyone who is concerned should know what is happening with whatever I'm doing.
Siguro, yes. I think so. Hindi naman ako siguro magtatagal ng 3 years dito. Hindi ako ganun. Pero, yeah, I try to be as much as possible and as long as, syempre, yun yung right thing to do. So, yun.
Can you state some of your ethical qualities?
Siguro if it's about work, isa sa pinakamahalaga is yung honesty, I think. Kasi syempre, we value quality, service, and syempre yung products to the customer. So, kailangan, yun nga, honest ka na if you did something wrong or if you did something right, you gotta be honest about it. And syempre, respect to others. Although dito sa ADI, parang pinapromote nila na like, pantay-pantay lang everyone. Actually, ayaw nilang nagpapa-sir or nagpapa-ma'am. Ganyan. So like, yung mga boss dito, gusto nila, tatawag nila parang, uy, Ed, uy, Mark, ganyan lang. Ayaw nila ng ganang mga sir and ma'am, ganyan. So, pero syempre, andun pa din yung respect. Ganyan. Although ako, medyo, parang, pag na-sir ko na parang, uy, sir, ganyan. Kasi parang, di ba, parang sa culture natin, parang bastos minsan or something. Pero, yan, respect sa individual. Yan, ganun.
Yes, I think I consider myself an ethical person. Pero yun nga, from what I've said, or from what I said before, everything, you can't be a perfect ideal guy, ideal person, ideal ethical person. Pero you can have some qualities, like for example here in the company, we take pride in our humility and respect. Yun ang pinakamahalaga dito. Kahit na anong position mo, you must respect everyone, no discrimination. So I'm really proud to say that ganun kami dito sa analog devices. What else? Personally, I'm a very determined guy. I'm also very loyal to my company. You know, but generally, I think you can easily consider yourself an ethical person if you have the right foundation as a child or where you studied, especially in LaSalle, for God and country, diba? So, ayun.
So in analog devices, what ethical qualities do you think is the best for it to succeed?
Yun nga, tulad ng sabi ko, kailangan unang-una sa lahat, alam niyo yung core foundations dito. May core values kasi kaming tinatawag. So, yung dalawang yun, yung sinabi ko kanina, respect everyone and humility. Na kahit na sino ka pa, hindi ka pwedeng, you're just down to earth. Lahat ng tao dito almost down to earth, kahit boss or kahit na big boss manager type. So, yun ang unang-una mong kailangan. Pero syempre, being a semiconductor industry, you must, unang-una kailangan determine kang magawa yung mga job or lagi kang honest. Yun, napakalaga yun. For example, you're doing something in the project that involves major data, major data siya. Kailangan, as much as possible, honest ka sa lahat. Huwag kang matakot na magkamali kasi mas magiging malaking problema yun in the future. So, I guess yun, being honest, integrity siguro. Integrity as a person na hindi mo hahayaang mawala yung quality ng project dahil tinatamad ka or hindi mo trip yung ginagawa mo. Those are recipe for failure in a company if you have a guy like that. So ayun, honesty, integrity, respect, humility, those are general ones, but here I think that will be enough for you to succeed, and then add in some other stuff, but yun yung core foundations.
First and foremost, I think everyone should be honest. Because our company is usually or primarily known as a manufacturing company, and in manufacturing, I think honesty is a key element to succeed. Because for example, during manufacturing, if a specific unit or batch of units are defective, then it is up to the engineer to bring it up to his supervisors to let them know about the defects in those products instead of just passing them for the sake of passing, because our customers in the end, if they were to use those faulty devices, it would come back and haunt us. So I think honesty is one of the key components. Also, I think every employee should abide by the rules. So there are rules given to us employees here that we should follow. So as an employee, it is our obligation, not just a duty, to uphold those rules while we are in the workplace, to make sure that every work that we do is up to the best standard.
Siguro yung sinabi ko na lang din. Na honestly, kasi analog devices mostly is a testing facility para sa mga products. And syempre testing to ensure yung quality na binibigay natin sa customers. Kailangan i-deliver mo sa kanila kung ano talaga yung nakuha mong results. Kung ano yung and syempre yung pagiging proactive din to suggest them mga things na pwede nilang gawin or pwede natin gawin to improve the product or to serve them better.
So in the 3 years, diba?
Yes.
So in the 3 years you've been working here, were you ever given a difficult task?
Oo naman, a lot of times. Yun lang may tanong.
Like, can you, I mean, as long as you're not revealing too much, like, can you name one, like, one task?
Sa work ko kasi, kung yung masasabi ko na difficult na task is siguro it's about the complexity kunyari ng schematic or ng work na binibigay sa akin. At the same time, workload. Hindi naman like yung work na sobrang dami binibigay sa akin and everything. Kasi medyo pabibo tayo and ganyan. Yung mga, sumasabay kasi siya minsan sa sa mga activities dito sa analog na non-work, na kunyari mga events na ganun. Tapos, minsan kasi nagawa din kami ng mga technical papers, tapos minsan nagkakasabay-sabay sila. So like, yan. Siguro yun yung difficult task for me. Pero, syempre, weather lang yan. Minsan, may phase lang naman siya eh. Parang sa ganitong phase, you gotta survive lang naman. Tapos, ayun, tuloy mo lang.
So, what did you do to accomplish that, whatever those things are?
Sobrang mahalaga I think for me is yung time management and yung setting of priorities. Minsan you have to sacrifice like yung time mo for friends or like ng time mo for going out and having fun, ganyan, to beat the deadline, ganyan. So, ayun, minsan OT, ganyan. Or di ka minsan pasok ng weekends, pero it's okay. Pinili ko naman yun. And, yun lang. Sacrifice and setting your priorities right. Yun.
During my first year, during almost the beginning of my second year, I was handling one project, and then my supervisor asked me or challenged me into handling 2 projects at the same time. So I was working on 2 projects simultaneously. At first, it was difficult because there were times where I would forget some of the tasks for one project or the other. And so I had to learn how to manage my time, like a lot, 2 or 3 working days for one project and the remaining for the other one, while also making sure that not just accomplishing my tasks for the sake of accomplishing, but also give it my best to make sure that I give a huge contribution to the development of the project.
Of course, yeah. Lagi yun. Hindi yun maiwasan dahil, for example, you just applied here, so you're testing, they're testing you on what are your capabilities as an engineer. So, syempre, lahat kami binigyan ng ganong task. Hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung ano. Pero, at some point, your bosses will test your abilities as not just as your technical, but as your soft skills din. So, essentially, yung sa amin, for my position, pinakamahalaga, determined ka talaga and passionate ka sa ginagawa mo. Kasi, madaling magsawa yung mga tao sa mga ginagawa nila. And lalo na sa difficult tasks, lagi maraming taong nag-shrink. Kung mainit na yung pressure, like, andyan na lahat ng deadlines, dami ng, it's not like school, like, you're just going to fail the class and then you can do it the next day. Here, there are grave consequences pag hindi mo nagawa yung task mo. But, for me, ako, personally, ginawa ko, block out everything, focus ka lang, work with what you have, tapos don't be afraid of asking questions. Lagi kong ina-emphasize yun sa mga tao, mga kasama ko or mga bago na kung di mo sure, magtanong ka lang. Hindi to parang, hindi to school na magagalit sila. Di mo alam yan, hindi. No, kailangan sure ka kasi masyadong intricate yung mga ginagawa dito, hindi basta-basta. And we're very prideful na lahat ng devices namin are quality. So, I guess yun, being curious ka, determined ka, passionate ka, yun yung mga ginawa ko personally. Sa tingin kong nagawa ko yung difficult task na yun. Ayun.
Was there ever a time in the 2 years that you've been working here that you faced an ethical problem? And what did you do in order to overcome that?
There was this time where we were designing a third revision of our project board, and one of the components there was tasked to me. So I designed that component of the project, and when the board arrived and we were testing it, it was already too late when I saw that there was a wrong connection of one point to another, and I wouldn't say that it was an obstacle because since I know that I made the mistake, so I took responsibility and informed my supervisor and my coworkers about the mistake, and I made sure that I tried to do a workaround so that we could still use that board. And after that, I took it as a lesson to always double check my work, have it consult others, and have an external point of view, because there can be times where we can be blinded by our own biases, especially in our own work. So we need a fresh set of eyes to take a look at them and see if there's anything that can be done to correct or improve it.
So yun nga, when you were yung fixing that problem that you encountered, you asked for help from your coworkers there?
Yes, because I really made sure that the mistake was, when I found that, I want to make sure that it really was a mistake. So I asked my coworkers to help me in validating if this is really correct, and I also asked the help of some of my other coworkers in the project. And after consulting, and we really came to the decision that the mistake found was indeed a mistake on my part.
In the industry, sorry. So far, wala pa naman. On my work experience na like may mga masamang nangyayari sa company. But I don't have any experience with this. Yung ethical problem, like for example, may nagpo-forge ng data ganun. Wala pa akong na-encounter na ganun kasi halos lahat kami dito. I mean, not saying na Pero majority dito, tama naman ang values nila. At saka meron kaming core trainings para ano yung utak mo talaga na ito dapat yung mga tamang gagawin, yung mga core values na kailangan nyo para maging successful tayo and walang mga ganitong problema. Pero kung sasagutin ko to, for example, I encounter this in the future, syempre, ang based from our trainings here, you always need to seek help from others, like your manager. Kasi you're just an employee, something bigger than you eh. Kunwari, something that involves money or something. You can't really rely on your own opinion. Sometimes, yung opinion pa, it will be taken against you. So, as much as possible, it's a ethical problem is, yun, personally for me, ethical problem masyadong ano yun eh, napaka-subjective na problem nun. Parang, ikaw iba yung interpretation mo, ako iba yung interpretation ko. Hindi siya logical, di ba? Parang, hindi siya 1 or 0, like binary. Parang iba-iba kayo ng, hindi siya black and white, basically. So, syempre, kailangan mo talagang mag-ask. For example, lalo na sa mga experienced na tao. Like, yung mga big boss dito na naka-encounter na nun. Ganun. So, just to answer your question, yes, I will seek help from others with my boss or manager or someone na alam kong may experience sa ganito before making a decision. So, that's part of being, knowing your limits as an employee. Yeah.
So was there ever a time when you had to face an ethical problem?
Yes. Meron time na ganun.
So, ano pong ginawa niyo to overcome that problem?
Actually, nangyari yun, medyo bata-bata pa ako dito sa ATI. So, like, syempre, di ko alam yung gagawin ko. And bago ako sa workplace, ganyan. So, sinabi ko sa friends ko, which is yung colleagues ko. Tapos, sila yung, parang sila yung nag-escalate para tulungan ako na ma-solve yung kung ano man yun. And, thankfully, ADI naman and yung mga tao dito is very open sila to hear your thoughts about something. And, they make sure na you're comfortable and ma-resolve yung issue na kung ano man nangyari. Ganun. So, ayun, I asked help from others and thankfully, okay naman sila. Tinulungan naman ako.
So, let's say you caught your, one of the people at work, like, let's say your boss or coworker. You caught them doing something illegal or unethical in the company. What would you do?
Madali kasing isipin na, like, hindi ko naman problema yan. Ganyan, parang, bahala kayo dun. But, if you're gonna think about it, parang, as a friend, or as a colleague, as a coworker, ganyan, kailangan i-call out. So, siguro kung ako yun, I would raise the issue. Kausapin ko sila. Hindi naman siya something na like mga away ka or what, ganun. Pero syempre, ask questions and confront them about it. Hindi naman ako like takot to confront someone or ask someone about anything, ganun. So, ayun, baka kausapin ko sila.
Maybe I would first try to talk to them, try to get a hold of the situation and try to understand where they're coming from. But if that wouldn't work, or if that couldn't if I couldn't talk them out of it, then I think it is my responsibility to inform the people who should be informed regarding that. For example, I could inform the Human Resources Department or the Legal Department, because if I let that pass, if I let those instances pass, I think it would be detrimental to the image of not just our coworkers but also to our company.
Okay, so ako, I take pride na I think myself, for me, I'm very honest and I have, yun kasi yung kinalakihan ko as a boy. when I was being raised. So, syempre, ang tamang gagawin mo is syempre, sasabihin mo, di ba? Sasabihin mo siya. But there are steps. Hindi siya basta-basta na bigla mo na lang isisigaw, email blast na, uy, blah, blah, blah. There are steps into this. Like, syempre, ang gagawin ko, kakausapin ko na yung person, ano ba yung mga masasabihin niya, ano yung opinion niya, ba't niya ginagawa yun. Syempre, kailangan mong alamin before you make a decision na isumbong mo sa upper management. Kasi, ganun yung usual na, not just analog, I guess everyone, I speak for industry. That's I think, ganun yung standard nila since mas lalo mo lang mapapalaking situation pag bigla mo na lang sinabi sa lahat yung problema, di ba? Let the managers handle it or mga HR or something na yun talaga ang purpose nila. I'm just an engineer. I know my values, but there are limits to what I know or what to do on certain things na involving ethical questions pa na posibleng mag-lead to legal actions or lawsuits, di ba? So, you must learn na kung ano yung mga steps na gagawin nyo. But I assure you na in the industry, they will brief you for sure. Yung mga ganitong situations. Dapat alam mo talaga yung gagawin mo once naging empleyado ka. So, yun.
So let's say your boss gave you a task that is against company policy or is against your ethical values. What would be your response?
I would clarify muna yung deliverables and bakit ganito dapat yung gawin. And if it's against yung principles na hinahold ko for myself and yung nga, ethical values na dapat. Siguro I would suggest another solution para ma-resolve yun without going against the ethical values that we hold. So,
that's good. Pero what if
Yeah.
you say that, you do that,
Mhm.
but then they say you'll be fired if you don't do it?
Yung boss na magsasabi sa akin noon is not a boss worth serving or working for, I think. So, wala siya. Char. I think, ganun. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Okay. So, syempre, kung nagko-contradict siya sa ethical values ko, like, pinapa-forge ako na gumawa ng thing na hindi ko naman talaga alam, tapos ipipresent namin to somewhere. Hindi ko talaga gagawin yun. Kahit na boss ko pa yun, or anyone else na hire sa akin, it's better that way. I-argue ko talaga sa kanila na if we do this, we must be ready to face the consequence later on na mas malaki pa, mas magiging mahirap pa ang maging situation natin kung gagawin natin tong masamang bagay na to. Ang tanong dito, what if you will be fired from work if you disobeyed? Lagi kong sinasabi sa sarili ko na yung within 2 years ko dito, kahit na ma-fire ka, marami pa namang ibang opportunities outside. But when it contradicts with what you learned in school or in the house or something, na sa tingin mong magiging marka pa sa'yo yun na ginawa mo yung masama, mas lalo ka pang, kung umalis ka dito, mas lalo ka pang hindi makakalipat, di ba? So, as much as possible, keep, kasi, I know, there are small things na hindi mo maiwasan maging unethical, but small things lang. As much as possible, try to be the best person you are, no matter what. Huwag kang matakot kung ma-fire ka man, wala kang maging trabaho. As long as I know na tama ako, I will fight for it. Na bahala na kung anong mangyari. Pero alam kong tama yung ginagawa ko. So that's a foundation of being being an ethical person.
I think I would immediately question what would be asked of me, and if I really think that it's something that could endanger my reputation or the company's reputation, then I would immediately disagree.
So even if you will be fired?
Yeah, I think I'd rather be fired doing the right thing, because if ever I would go through, I would become an accomplice, and if that unethical transaction could later on become a lawsuit or an arrest, then it's much worse than getting fired. So I would rather be fired.
Situation.
Kaninong tanong?
Si Junk.
Para lang situation.
Situation. Sige, game. Pwede na. 1, 2.
So, let's say you were assigned to a big project wherein you will be a part of a group that will develop a device that can detect and cure cancer cells. If you accomplish this on time, you will be promoted. So, let's say you were assigned to a big project wherein you will be a part of a group that will develop a device that can detect and cure cancer cells. If you accomplish this on time, you will be promoted. They will give you a lot of earnings when patented, and it will benefit a lot of people, and you will be famous. However, in order to get ahead of other companies, the project head tasked you to test the device on people diagnosed with early stages of cancer without applying for a permit to the Department of Health to perform human trials. Knowing that your prototype might cause side effects on the patient since it is still not finished, but you will not be charged with anything since you are not the project head, would you still participate in the project?
I think I would not participate in such a project.
Why though?
Uh, yeah, because that's the thing. If you could pass through doing that without getting caught, then I think it's good, because there's a lot of benefits. But the downside is that you could get caught, and it's not that I don't want to do it because I might get caught. I wouldn't do it because what I think would be asked of me is wrong, since I'm putting people's lives who are already diagnosed with early stages of cancer. I would put them at more risk, and I don't want to have that hanging on the back of my head.
So, ang pinasimple kong sagot dito is, of course, not. Of course, no. I will not participate in this. Kasi, yun nga, as I told before, may limits eh. Parang, this is bigger than you. You're doing something that's bigger than what you know. It's involved, especially this, cancer cells involving human trials. May at stake na bigger than you eh, other people's lives, di ba? So, personally, no, because it's against I'm just a single person. I think this involves a lot of decision making, and essentially what they're trying to do here is they're trying to force you na gawin to para maging ahead kayo sa laban. Pero what do you risk? Syempre, you'll risk being involved in something shady na posibleng maging cause na hindi ka na makabalik sa industry dahil sa maling ginawa nyo. So, yun nga, as I said before, it's a matter of facing the consequences if ever you pick this. But for me personally, no, because it's too much of a risk to risk your individual self-integrity. And yun nga, kahit gaano ka pa ka-accomplish knowing na ginawa mo to, wala. You know, we live in a society na you are being judged by your mistakes, not your accomplishments, di ba? So, yun. Personally, no, because it's a big risk. And I know na, alam ko yung magiging, dapat ahead ka eh, sa future eh, na pag ginawa ko to, may mangyayaring ano. Yun.
Would you still participate in the project?
Hindi, syempre.
Yeah.
Advocate ako ng human rights, consent.
Pero, money,
Ganyan.
fame.
Money, it comes and goes naman eh. Fame, I don't need it, so famous na ako. Char, hindi, joke lang. So, ayun, hindi talaga. Kasi, buhay ng tao yun eh. It's, aside from unethical siya, parang hindi siya morally correct. Ganun, sa tingin ko. So, no. No, you go take your money. Bye-bye. Yun.
Do you think under the table negotiations, even if they're super insignificant, will be beneficial for the company to grow as long as no one finds out?
At first, siguro mukhang, bilis ng mga transactions and everything, ganyan. But, in the long run kasi, yung mga ganun, nagiging habit siya eh. Nagiging, kahit na hindi siya yung standard na procedure, parang kakagawa mo ng mga under the table and everything. Nasasanay yung mga tao. So, sa tingin ko hindi. Siguro, ang magandang approach kasi is, from the start pa lang, make it right from the very start. So, ayan.
So, for me personally, I don't think it will be beneficial for the company to grow. Essentially, because these are just small things, even that could have big consequences in the future. Or, you know, people's morale would be affected if they learned about under-the-table negotiations. So, I think that's probably why I think it's not it's harmful actually for the company, because when people know na may mga ganyang nangyayari, they'll be encouraged to do it, di ba? Why not everyone do it? So ang mangyayari, lahat kayo, ganyan. Hindi ba parang ang pangit naman tignan nun sa company? Tapos, lahat kayo masama ang tingin ng isa't isa. Kasi, may mga ganyang nangyayari na hindi mo alam, shady stuff na nangyayari outside. That promotes, paano ba? Hindi kayo harmonize as a people, as a unit or a team na supposedly napakahalaga nun for a project. For example, I know na as students, you know na kunwari sa thesis meron kayong ibang tao na walang, you know, hindi siya may example lang, hindi naman not necessarily but it's harmful because, you know, yun nga, hindi kayo harmonize dahil maraming shady stuff na nangyayari na malalaman ng ibang tao. And what's their take on it? Are they just gonna give up, or what? Are they gonna move on, or, you know, tatry nila isumbong? So yun. So essentially, no, it's not beneficial.
What I think is that all transactions should be transparent as possible, because even if we say you perform this transaction without people knowing, someday there might be an instance where these things could come back and be used against you. So having a paper trail or transparency during transactions will make sure that all your transactions are valid, legal, and people couldn't use it against you.
So, it's actually still kind of fresh since 2 years ka lang dito so far. But then if you will be given the chance to talk to yourself when you just started working, what advice would you give to yourself? Especially in relation to your work and to your ethical values.
I think I would tell myself to, first of all, to always be honest and own up to your mistakes, because we really can't avoid mistakes. What we can do is learn from them. So if ever I make a mistake, I just want myself to own up to it and do something about it. I think I would also tell myself to always uphold whatever is right. So if I think something is wrong, or something should be reprimanded or should be brought up to the necessary people, I'd want myself to do just that and not just watch and do nothing. Lastly, I think I would like to tell myself to just always give my best, because the output of our work could represent us, and if our work is suboptimal or mediocre, then that speaks something for ourselves. So always give our best.
What advice would you give?
I think that it's alright to speak out your thoughts, na as long as wala kang tinatapak ang iba, or as long as you're still respectful about it, okay lang magsabi. Okay lang mag-suggest, okay lang na iparating sa iba, kahit sa boss or kahit sa mataas na kung sino man yan, yung thoughts mo about something, lalo na if it's worth calling out. Kasi parang magbe-benefit naman everyone about it. So, ayun, be brave, and yun lang.
If you were able to talk to yourself when you just started working here in Analog, what advice would you give?
So, from me, 2 years in the future, I think sa tingin ko pinakamagandang advice is learn, masyado kasi akong parang bago ka kasi, kung bago ka, ang mindset mo is magpasikat, parang kailangan galingan ko, kailangan bibo, ganyan. Kailangan sobrang dedicated mo sa lahat ng ginagawa. Pero you need to learn when to stop. Parang some point kasi sobrang harmful na rin sa'yo eh. Yun nga, na may kakabasa ko lang kanina sa LinkedIn ata. Kahit na umalis ka dito, the company will move by itself. Wala, you're just an insignificant speck. Kahit na malaki yung contribution mo, somehow you're replaceable. You're just a part of numbers here. So learn to know, learn to when to stop, learn to balance yourself, enjoy life. Kasi yun nga, lalo na ngayon, bata pa ako. Buti nga ngayon, alam ko na kung ano yung mga ano yung limits ko. Hanggang kailan ako magtatrabaho, hanggang kailan ko masasabi na tama na, kailan ako magpa-prioritize na work or life naman, or gano'n. So, I think 2 years ago, hindi ko alam yun. So, yun yung advice ko na bago ka pa lang, alamin mo na agad kung ano yung be mature enough to know. So, sana makarating yun sa ibang dimension.
Yeah. My life is good. Life is good. You know what? Life is good. 난 부지런한 편은 아니라서 아침에 일어나진 않지만 아침에 자서 하루가 길어.